What's up, Tiltech Gang? Today, in this video, I'm going to be cooking scrambled eggs. You can learn, follow along if you want to. Let's get into it. So, for your ingredients, you're going to want 2 eggs. I prefer that. You can have any optional. 1/4 cup of milk, also optional. Salt and pepper, optional. For your utensils, you're going to want a bowl, preferably darker bowl, so if you get eggshells in it, you can see it and pick them out. A fork or a whisk, a pan, spatula, and make sure you're being safe in this because stoves can get very hot, so if you're not experienced, make sure you have a parent around to help. Let's get started. So first, with your eggs, it's going to be very hard, skilled task. You have to be confident with your crack. When you get the hole, peel it open, and the egg will come right out. You can set that off to the side, throw it away later. Second egg, remember, confident with that crack. You don't want lazy little cracks. There goes the second egg. Time for the milk. When you're cooking, you want to be very organized. So I have these separate cups to measure my food. Gonna pour the milk in. You don't have to pour all that you put in. So with your fork or whisk, you're gonna break those eggs up a little bit and start mixing it around. Make sure it's really mixed. You don't want it all separated. Next we'll have it's optional for salt and pepper, but I like it. So when you put salt and pepper, when you put it in, it looks like there's not a lot, but it's actually a lot. So when you put the salt and pepper in, you want it to be less than you think it would be. Put the right amount in. You just take a little bit, put it in. And then for your pepper. Mix that around. Mix it good. Alright, now that we have all this done, and all we need to do is cook, let's clean up our work area a little bit. You can put these stuff in the sink if you have one. Throw your eggs away.
No.
Put this in the sink. Make it neat. And when you're doing eggs, they're very raw and they have lots of bacteria and germs, so you need to make sure you wash your hands good and with soap. Because you don't want to get the germs all over the place. Foods can be very germy. Alright, set this off to the side. Now that we have our raw eggs, we're going to pour it in. Should get all that in there. Go ahead and put it in the sink. And we're going to start off with medium. With eggs, you want to keep them off the side because when they fry on the side, they're going to be really flaky, and that's not the type of eggs you want, so make sure you're scraping around the side. After a while, they'll start to solidify, and then you can start mashing them up, mixing them around. You always got to keep them moving because when they burn on a place, like I said, they're going to get flaky, and that's not how you want your eggs. Move it around. After a while, you're going to put it on low when it starts to really cook. Again, make sure you're being careful with this because this can be, especially with an open flame, can get very dangerous. Get these eggs a nice cook, scrape off the sides, move it around. I always thought it was interesting, this clear stuff. I never knew how it cooked or what it was, but it's actually like the white part of the egg. It's kind of like the fat of the It's kind of like fat and meat, but for eggs. You see, as it'll start to solidify after a bit, scrape those edges, because the edges start to solidify once the whole thing solidifies, and then it can get a mess. Move those eggs around, solidifying, and then the clear will start going away. When the clear starts turning into white, that's how you know it's solidifying, or if it's sticking to your spatula. So now it's really sticking to your sides. Get that off the sides. Move it around. Gotta keep it moving. Now they're not so liquidy, just gonna be in a small space. You can press down, get it cooked on one side. You never want to have it cooking on one side for too long though. You can flip it over. Personally, I like my eggs just before they start browning and they're a little bit moist. So however you want your eggs, you're going to cook it until you start seeing, if you like it a little bit overcooked, when you start seeing that good bit of brown. Now after it starts really solidifying, I would turn your stove down to low. You can start mashing up these eggs. Making them smaller pieces. Then you can really mix them around, get them cooked. Once they get to where you want them, you can turn off your stove. Then you want to get a plate to put it on. Put your eggies on the plate. And before you dig in, this stuff on the edges you want to clean it off before you put it in the sink. So with your spatula or fork, whatever you're using, try to scrape some of that off. You can go, once you have all your scraps, you can go to the trash can and pour it out. Then you can put that over at the sink to clean. Clean it up. And don't worry about that steam that comes off if you're using cold water. It's just when the cold hits the hot, it'll make the steam. You can get a fork, spoon, whatever you want. There's the finished product. Nice scrambled eggs. You can get ketchup, caramel even maybe. I've heard some people. You can put a lot of things on your eggs, but personally, I like mine plain. Pretty good. But anyways, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.